Hi everyone, it's Erin from EB Mixed Media. Today I'm going to be making a garden spread in my journal, and I'm going to be using some of the stamps from my Fabulous Florals collection. I'm having so much fun playing with these. I just can't seem to stop playing with them. So I don't know, I've been inspired by my own garden. It looks really pretty this year, so I thought I would bring my garden inside and put it in this journal spread. So I've got some book pages for a background. I have a bunch of painted papers that I pulled from my stash that I can use to create the florals. I've got my stamp pad here, my archival ink, I've got my blocks, and I've got some paint for my background, and as always, I've got a big thing of gesso. So let's get started making the background first. And to do that, I'm going to just put down, and I almost always do this when I create a background page. I'm just going to put down some book pages. I just think it adds a lot of texture to the page, and I like to see the words of the book pages peeking through. I'm just going to use my Yoo-Hoo glue stick to glue these down. I'm being brave today. I didn't put paper down on my desk. So we'll see how I do. Probably make a mess. I can't believe it's the first day of August. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Summer's flying by. Remember as a kid how long summer seemed to be? Sometimes you almost wanted to go back to school by the time it was over. And now it's just flying. Let's see. Let's put that there. Which side do I like better? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Oops. Oh, that just completely tore. Just put it over there instead. I want to use this one. It's just kind of a darker color. Maybe. Maybe do something like that going across the page. I don't know. I just want to build up a background of layers here. I think if you're new to art journaling, this is one of the most confusing parts, I think, of art journaling is, and even mixed media to some degree, is putting down a bunch of papers and things and then promptly covering it up with something else. It just kind of doesn't seem to make sense, but I find it is really noticeable in the finished product if you don't have those layers there. It just lacks depth. Okay, that's a good base. Today I'm going to work with a brush. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy, but I am going to do that. All right, I got my gesso. I do want to start by kind of blending in these book pages a little bit. And just kind of making them blend into the background with the gesso. I don't know what I had on down here, but okay. There's some pink up there. Try and get rid of that. And then I've got some of these apple barrel paints. I've got Key West. I have powder blue. And I have a little bit of green. I don't know if I'm going to use that or not. But I want to get some of this on the page because, again, I'm thinking about a garden. So I'm thinking about a summer sky. Right? And maybe some lush greenery. And I'm just throwing paint down. I'm not really thinking about it too much. Just kind of getting it on the page. And I'm using both of those blues to give some variation. I've covered up this a little too much, I feel like. I'm very heavy-handed sometimes with paint. But you can take paint right off while it's still wet, and sometimes even when it's dry, with a wet wipe. And get some white in there, kind of look like clouds maybe. This is just going to be the backdrop. I guess I'll try a little bit of this green. I've got palette paper over here. Can you see that on camera? Yeah. This is just, I was doing a gel printing session. This was some of the leftovers from that. And I'm just throwing, it's just copy paper. And I like to put my paint on there, and I save these and I use them later in something else. It's just kind of, it's maybe more green than I want. I don't know. I don't want this to, I want this to be a background. Some wrinkles there with my paper, but I don't mind that really. Oh, I don't want that there. All right. I don't know what happened there. All right, that's pretty good. I'm going to dry that. So now to build up even more layers, I'm going to do kind of a tone-on-tone stencil here. I have this one. I think I got this from, I think it was either, it could have been Stencil Girl, it could have been the Crafters Workshop. I'm not really sure. But I've just mixed some gesso in with just a touch of that blue, what was it called? Powder blue. And this is just, again, it's probably more gesso, white gesso than anything. But it's just adding a layer. To my skyline. Maybe these are clouds. Who knows? I'm not being very neat. In fact, I'm being quite sloppy. Yeah. Now we'll dry that a little bit. And then to add even more interest, I think I'm going to use a stamp. I've got this great Tim Holtz stamp that is like, it's a legal document of some sort. And it's a very well loved. And it's one of my favorite things to use in a background. So I've got this archival ink in Garden Patina. And I'm just getting some ink on the top area. I'm going to actually put some of it off a little bit there because I don't want it to be too dark. And I'm just going to put that around the page in a few places. Can even turn the stamp a little bit. Just a little more interest here and there. I like that. And then I've got some of this gold enamel paint. It doesn't have to be gold enamel paint. It's just gold paint. This is enamel. It's supposed to be for glass. I didn't notice that. I just picked gold paint. It works fine. And I have my palette knife. Am I the sloppiest artist out there? I feel like I am. And I've got it just a bit here. And I'm going to put it on my palette knife and kind of take it back off. And I'm just going to take my palette knife across this page. And it's going to catch on the papers and the raised texture from the stencil. And you're just going to get an interesting shimmery look here. It's going to be heavier in some places than others. You really don't need a lot. And that's it. Okay. So I think that's going to be a really nice background for our floral garden. So the next step then is to make the florals. So for my vase of flowers, I'm going to be using the Fabulous Florals Rustic Daisy, the Daylily, and the Summer Bloom. And I've got a variety of papers here that I'm going to be using to create those florals. And then I also have some green, so I can make some leaves and greenery as well. I've got my stamping block and my ink, and I'm just going to start stamping onto these scraps of paper. I've picked papers that are in the same color families mostly, and we'll start putting together a bouquet that looks cohesive and attractive. This is a free downloadable that's on my Teachable site, and I will link to that in the description box if you want to download this paper. I just printed this out on copy paper on my really cheapy printer. So let's just start stamping. I'm gonna start with this Summer Bloom and ink it up really well. And I think I can probably get 2 out of this. Small scrap of paper here. There's one. And there's 2. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Let's take the daisy for this one. And let's try some kind of an orangey looking daisy. Do a couple of those. Okay. And then for my lily, I think I'm going to use this. And I think I'm going to avoid the areas in black and go for sort of this area here. And maybe I'll do one down here. This one needs something on it. It's kind of dull. So one way to jazz that up would be to take another background stamp, perhaps from this collection. This one here. And we could do like a tone on tone. And then we can even go a step further with that if we wanted to, and maybe add some messy writing or something. Something like that maybe. And then even so we're just making that a little more interesting for when we stamp it. I'm just going to keep stamping and get a nice variety of florals here. So I have a variety of florals stamped out, and I did stamp out some leaves on some green paper as well. And now comes the sort of tedious part of cutting these out. But let's, so I'll go ahead and do that. I won't do that all on camera. But when I'm cutting these, I want to get as close to the black line as possible. That would be my only tip for you, is to try and stay close to that black line. So, this would be a good time to put some music on or turn on the telly and watch the Olympics and do some fussy cutting. And I won't make you sit here and watch me do the whole thing. So I have my florals all cut out here along with just a few leaves. I might need more leaves. We'll see how it goes. And now I'm just going to start playing with my little garden here and see which florals I like. And I love that pop of pink. And then I love these. I love how those turned out. And I'm just going to start arranging where I think these might go. Let's see. Do maybe something like that. And then I'm thinking that we can stamp some of our stems down here. So I'm not gonna tape or glue this yet because I want to see where these stems might go. Oh, that's not great. That's better. A good time to start gluing, and I've already kind of knocked these out of position, so I'm gonna have to try and remember what went where. I wonder, do I want, I've got this one too, if I put that there. I could do that, maybe. I like that better. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to start gluing this. Sometimes, if you think you're going to have trouble remembering where everything was, it's helpful to take a photograph for your placement to remember where you've placed things. That can be very helpful. I'm just going to wing it and hope for the best. All right. I might have that come off the page a bit. So I'm doing my background ones first, and we'll build up. Oh, and these I actually stamped onto labels, sticker paper. So if I can get the sticker paper off, then we don't have to use any glue. How cool is that? I think that's so cute. Super cute. One thing that is kind of bothering me is the center of these being the same as the petals. And I thought maybe I could do something like that. And I think that works really well and looks really cute. And I just kind of free-handed that. I like that. So do I need 2 more of those? I like that. Kind of thinking about to differentiate these a little bit. And then I think I might go ahead and do some splatters, right? Cute. And then for a sentiment, I have these Tim Holtz Ideology. These are called, it just says label stickers, thoughts. Okay. And I've picked this one that says full of wonder. I was out in the garden yesterday and I was really looking really super closely at some of my plants, especially these inner bits. And I have bee balm and I was just marveling at it. And then today I was watching the hummingbirds with the bee balm, and it just was, it is remarkable. Nature is just full of wonder. And so I think that fits really well here. Love that. That's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed that and got some inspiration. I'll be back again soon, and you can always find me on Instagram, EB Mixed Media. That's EB_Mixed Media. Thanks a million, guys. Bye.